Welcome back to episode 9 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. We are promoted, but we could still win a trophy in the league by the playoff final. After that, we will reflect on the second season. If we were to be both good enough and lucky enough to win that final, it would actually be the first trophy in 25 years for Immortal DC. The board is having a laugh. They are giving us 16k pounds per week next season. That is, what, 20 times more than we had before or something like that. Also a budget of almost 400k for transfers. That is a massive improvement. I got a feeling that this screen right here is something we're gonna see quite a lot over the next month or two. Yeah, players that want a new contract, because I don't know when we're going professional, but just going up a new league is definitely making sure that these players want a new contract, depending on how well they actually performed. Now, a lot of them is not going to be good enough, like Mendes here. I don't think he's going to be closely or even remotely close to the level we are going up to. And also, he don't have a personality I can use for mentoring. So I think we want to move him on rather than, and because we don't want someone who is actually angry that he's not getting a new contract and all that. So we actually rather want to move them on. The absolute only reason why I would have a director of football is because of this little thing here, where you can actually put them up for a sell or release kind of thing with the director of football. If they fail to sell him, which it will happen in these lower clubs, they will actually just release them for free, because he's pretty good at negotiating. He actually released Thomas Mendes here, we just saw before, for free. We didn't pay anything. He got another year on his contract, but we're just not paying him anything for being released. So that is why you would like the director of football. If you can get them low enough in price, the director of football themselves, he can actually earn you money in the long run by releasing players that you actually don't want anymore, but you can't get rid of because of a longer contract. So yeah, director of football, thank you. It didn't even take a day and another one is coming in, this time Amadou Hashimi. Now, Amadou Hashimi is probably someone we wouldn't mind having around. He's been very consistent, so I think we should probably see what he wants. He's right now on 20 pounds. If he wants 40 pounds, fine, I'm okay with that, that's not a problem. But I cannot give him a very high playing time, right? I can't really do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But let's see what he wants. Let's discuss a new contract with him and inquire. So he wants a new contract. Yeah. So we'll discuss an improved deal here at the end of the season. Well, we are at the end of the season, so let's just do it now. And let's go in and see what he actually wants. He wants important player time. That I can't give him that. It's not, and I cannot really, this as well, we can't do that either because of our rules. So this is never gonna work for me. Important player time, I would say he's probably gonna be squad player. I'm actually gonna log it in, because if he don't want to be the squad player next season, I can't really work with him. There is another thing that is a con here, work rate and team player. We know what kind of DNA we want, and those two in red, both of them, is probably not good. His teamwork and work rate is too low for us overall, right? I just often don't look at them in the cons, I just look at the attributes themselves. But yeah, he do have some cons that we are concerned about. So I won't really take him on anything less or more than a squad player. Yeah, he's not gonna take it. I cannot make him a regular starter next season. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So yeah, we got one more that we are adding to our transfer list here of unwanted. We're gonna sell. No, we're actually gonna sell or release, because that is where we are. That is where we are. We don't really want them if they are gonna be unhappy, so we're gonna put him on the list as well. It looks like the board is gonna give us some more members for the staff, which is actually really good, because I was just wondering if I should tell you about something else as well that also has to do with that. But yeah, it looks like we get a head of sports science, which is, I mean, we don't have a lot of injuries, but it's definitely gonna be nice. Yeah, we also get one more coach, and under 19th. Wow, we get 2 more staff in the under 19th. We also get another physio and a scientist as well down there. And the reason I want to also talk about this is because I actually figured out the B team thing. Or well, I have not really, but as we know, we cannot really get staff for the B team. That we can't. And we are actually, I just noticed it in here, we are professional now. I don't know when that happened. Probably when it was actually pending. But yeah, we are professional, and the B team is still like just an affiliate kind of thing. So, but here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. The staff in the B team is, if we go into the B team here and we go into the training, right? We go into the coaches, because I already set it up. It is just our regular staff that is in here. So we are just using our normal staff for the B team. And I also figured out that the B team is actually training at our training facilities. So they're using the same training facilities as us. This one, right? Not the youth, but the training facilities. Which mean, if we get enough staff in, we can still use the B team as an under 19 or maybe an under 21 kind of development center. And we just need to make sure that we get some coaches that are actually pretty good in terms of also training youngsters in that kind of scenario. And the other thing that I am also doing, I'm not sure if it's going to go through, but to even increase the numbers of players we can have in the future, is that I have asked them for, it's actually not saying in here, but maybe we can see it out in the inbox here. Because they asked us, because I asked for an affiliate club, and they actually denied it to begin with, and then they came back the day after and told us, if you really like to do this, we will allow it, choose a club, and if we accept it, we accept it, and if not, well, so be it. So we're actually going in for another affiliate club, which have a really good training facility. And I think this is kind of interesting. I think it's João Moutinho from Wolves' old club. I googled it, and I think this is João Moutinho's club in Portugal, and because he's also from this area, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's from this area as well, so kind of interesting. Maybe we get them, maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, it's another kind of setup where we could potentially throw some of our youngsters down to, where they actually have some fairly good training facilities as well. But less control. We do have less control over how they're getting trained, but at least we can get a lot of youngsters in now with the money we also have coming in. Another thing I also want to do when we are on this theme anyway, yes, we will get to the match, don't worry, we will get to it. But also the scouting, we will absolutely go up to Western Europe here. It cost us 120k per season, but I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna scout only Portugal. I want to go out and find even better things out there. So we're actually gonna take that pack, and we are. Because now, all of a sudden, we can actually use all of it. Right, but we don't need it for this. We don't need it for this. We don't need more wage budgets. Actually, if anything, we could probably go a little bit less. No, we want to go in here and take some of the transfer budget and pull that up to, let's say 180. That should be more than enough. That should be more. Actually, we don't even need that much, but 136. Let's just put it at 180. So we're gonna spend a lot of money on trying to find better talent now. A lot more money. The club's director is delighted to confirm that they have signed an affiliation contract with João Moutinho's AEF, or whatever it is, as requested. So we do have a link with them. Yep, we do. We will be paying them 6.59k annual fee. That's fine. Now, this is not for now. This is like slowly and steadily, where we are going to get more and more players in, and then we want to loan them out, and we probably want to move them over to someone like these guys rather than move them out to someone with less good training facilities. It's basically our worst players. We're going to throw them over there. That's what this deal is. We have a new signing, Diogo Pinheiro. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong there. Diogo Pinheiro. Yeah, I think that's it. Accepted. So I am expecting this transfer window to be extremely busy, and we're not even having the transfer window episode yet, and there might be 2 of them because yeah, I think this is gonna be a busy one. So this is this guy. I don't expect him to be part of the first team next season, not at all. He is definitely one for the under 19s, 17-year-old, fairly professional personality. Got a couple of good attributes and also something that is lacking for sure. But overall, yeah, I like him so far. I like him. So our staff area, of course, got upgraded here with quite a few new members. Jose Gomez, a coach in the first team. He got some decent youngster, working with youngster kind of mentality. And yeah, just an all-around kind of guy. A sports scientist with 10 in sports science. Yeah, it is what it is, but it will get better later on. But right now I feel like sports science is actually almost as good as the physio to keep injuries further down the list. And there is also another guy that is a sports science, and he also got 10 in sports science. The under 19s now got a fitness coach, so I don't have to do it anymore. Well, maybe I still will do it, but At least they got a fairly decent fitness coach down there. And also a goalkeeping coach, so that's gonna be good for them. They also got a new physio, so actually they got 2 of them now, and she's actually better than some of the guys we have up in the first team. And why not also a sports science for the youngsters? Yes, we do have one down there as well. Lucas Texiria was one of those guys coming in. I want a new contract, la la la. Yeah, okay. There is a couple of guys that have done really, really well. Texiria is one of them. The goalkeeper has actually done really well. Very consistently, very big performances, and he's gonna be staying for another 2 years on 100 wages, which is cheap in my opinion, compared to what our wages are now. So yeah, first choice goalkeeper again. Maybe we find, I don't know, maybe we don't need another one. He might be fine, he might be okay. Also, we do have Opara also signing a new contract. Now this guy I do not sign as a starting 11 or a first team member. I'm actually signing him because he is fairly determined, right? So I'm going to use him the next couple of seasons as one of the mentors, right? He is gonna be one of the main key elements to mentoring people. The determination of 17, he got the teamwork and the work rate and all of that kind of stuff. The only thing that would be really good is if he also had the leadership, which he do not have, unfortunately. But still, I think on 100 wages, we can definitely use him because he is an influential member. And as an impact sub, I think that's fine. I mean, he did okay this season, and he can probably play next season as well, a little bit. But I'm not planning to use him more than that. I mean, I don't think he's going to be that good as well. We do have the cons up here, which means we probably don't want to, use him too often. But overall, as a mentor, 100 wages, yeah, I'm okay with that. Finally, we are ready for the final. Well, not quite. We, of course, need to go through what we are supposed to do tactically. Well, it seems like they're playing very similar to us, 4-2-3-1. I don't really see anything in the strengths and weaknesses report that pops out to me that we need to worry about. Well, actually, everything we need to worry about. They're just good at everything, basically, which is a bit of a problem. They don't seem to be too good at creating from set pieces, which is actually good because that is where we are often leaking goals. So at least we got that going, but nothing where I'm sitting there thinking we should change anything from this. So when it comes to the heat map and positioning here, it's kind of interesting because we're playing at neutral grounds. So it's really hard to tell exactly how they're gonna set up, but this is how they play at home. With average position with the ball, it seems like it's fairly wide, a lot wider than I was expecting to see here at home. Let's see their average out of position, a little bit more narrow and more structured, I would say. Also taking a peek here where they are playing away from home, and this is the average on the ball, similar to the other game where they were playing at home, so very similar. Okay, so they are definitely wide when they are attacking. And what about off the ball? Not quite as narrow as actually when they are away from home. That's odd, but that could also be because of some of the other team's tactic that they were playing here. But definitely a very wide sort of formation overall. And that is a vertical tiki-taka style, which probably means they're gonna be controlling the game quite a lot because they also have better players than us. So it's very likely we are going to go try and beat them on the counter, play fairly defensively, and with that, I think we should go back to the tactical screen. Alright, I think there's gonna be quite a few changes here actually with how they're setting up and how good this team is. I think we're gonna go next match only because I don't really wanna, mess it up here. Now, the first thing I'm thinking about is actually our wingbacks is probably gonna have to change. Now, we can... Oh, he was playing fullback last season, right? Yeah, he was playing fullback. So I think we're actually gonna move him over to a inverted wingback on this one, on defend, I think. Actually, let's put him on support to begin with in the game. And the wingback over here probably also on support to begin with. I'm actually wondering if I should go defend on them. Nah, I think I do want them to sort of go further forward. Actually, I'm gonna move him over to inverted wingback as well here on support. I kind of want to... I saw a lot of space in their half spaces, and I think we could probably take advantage of that, especially if we're going support on the other two guys up here. We probably want one of these guys on defense. I think it's going to be Fadigas on defend here, because Opara is probably a little bit better going forward than Fadigas. Well, that's actually not true. That's actually not true. Not at all. I think we defend on Opara instead. Yeah. Yeah. Probably put him on support and the other guy. Yeah, just keep him on support. Also, positive, no, cautious. I think we're definitely gonna go cautious. In possession, I think we want to underlap left here. And I think we want to focus down the right-hand side. Do we want to overlap now? We don't want to overlap. Focus down the right-hand side, underlap the left-hand side. And we want to be fairly narrow. I think actually maybe really narrow. I think we're going to go really narrow. And I think we are also going to be probably standard in directness here. Because they're Nah, I think we're good. It depends on how much they actually control the ball. But we'll see inside the game how that goes. And we might push it up here very early on. Run a defense. Yeah, I think, because we're playing inverted wingbacks, I think we're going to do run a defense, hit early crosses. Nah, I think that's probably it there. Transition, nope. There, nope. Is there anything in here I want to change? Not really. I should probably have one more guy on defense, shouldn't I? Yeah, I think our inverted wingback here is going to be on defense, actually. And then, I don't know about this ball-winning midfielder. Could we change that? I mean, we could do a Segunda, but I think it's also, we haven't really played that way. I think we're actually I just want to be fairly solid in the back here. It's just, nah, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I think he should be in support and help out in the midfield. Yeah, I think that's it. And the two inverted wingbacks are going to be sort of floating around a little bit. Especially this guy over here, Pedrinho. He's going to float around. So the attacking midfielder is going to make runs in behind. Or is he? Yeah, move into channels, tackle harder. Okay, I mean, I think that's it. All right, let's go. All right, so 4 minutes in, and I do have a change that I want to make from what I just saw, because there was actually double highlights going on here in the first couple of minutes. And what I noticed is that we probably need a little bit more width, both on the left and probably also on the right for the... probably only on the left, actually, just to make sure that our inverted wingback got a little bit more room to deal with. So what I'm thinking is probably making him a advanced playmaker who is not gonna be sitting narrow but sitting really far out, because that would leave also the ball-winning midfielder here is actually moving up into those spaces because we have the underlap on. So even on defense he is making those runs because of that, and that I don't mind with the inverted wingback as well. We actually had a chance and they had a chance, so it looks, you know, kind of, and both of them was actually counter attacks. So that's interesting. Anything else? I think we need him to come deeper. Can you come deep somehow? Can we make you come deep? Not really. Roam from position. I mean, I think I'm gonna take that out and actually hold position instead. I don't really like that at all. But the problem is actually let's actually just roam from position and move this inverted wingback to a wingback, because I don't think this is over here will work with the inverted wingback. So let's just move him to a wingback and only. I don't really want him to overlap. I just need him to actually just go a little bit up and support. I don't specifically need him to overlap more than often, right? More than he would normally do when we really control the ball. So I think that's just a small change here. All right, so we are actually in a highlight right now, but things are not really going how I hoped for here after 9 minutes. So I got another small change, and there's probably gonna be a couple of them. But in position, we're definitely gonna go more direct, and I'm also gonna tell my these guys to take fewer risk. Actually, I don't. Especially these guys. Well, they are already on a note. Take fewer risk, please. Take fewer risk, because we are going more direct, which means that they will go over the top if I don't do this. And I don't think we want to go over the top right now. We would rather play through the mid or something. Actually, yeah, let's go through the mid. Actually, let's focus down the mid here, because that kind of makes sense with who we got in there right now. Maybe we should actually make the attacking midfielder come deep in that case, and maybe move Pedrinho over to an attacking midfielder on attack here, because he won't really connect with Brown anyway. Or maybe the other way around. Maybe, nah, I think that's it. I think that's it, actually. Yeah. All right, so they do score the first goal here, and it's not too surprising from a set-piece combination, and, I mean, just terrible defending overall. What can I do about that? Nothing. Couple of minutes later, we get even more unlucky with a deflected. Actually, he's giving it away first, and then Narcisio here just deflected it into his own goal. Absolutely terrible. Right, I think we're unlucky, but I also think we are not playing well. Right, we are not playing well at all. I think since we are at neutral ground here, I'm actually gonna scrap the entire thing that we have done so far, and I'm actually gonna I'm just gonna hit this, so it's gonna be defaulting back to what we normally do, right? And just confirm that, because what we have seen in the first 17 minutes, It's basically, we haven't seen anything from our team whatsoever. So let's just go back to what we know and see what it's gonna do. Alright, so half time, and after that goal where we also changed the tactic, there was basically nothing happening, but we were probably the better team after that. So tactically, I must have been, I don't know, I don't know if we were just unlucky with those goals. And I mean, we did get a bit XG here. We had 1 or 2 chances to begin with, and then they got those 2 goals. So I don't know, man. It's sometimes you just sit there wondering, should I change something? And I changed it back to how we normally play, and it was definitely better. But it's just we're not creating anything either. But then again, neither are they. So, but we do need a goal. That's the problem, right? But I mean, I think we're just gonna continue here. I don't really have a master plan here for trying to get back into this game now. It's except from just subbing off players that doesn't really seem to be doing too well. But I can't really blame Narcisio for that deflected goal. Not really. It's the first goal was more problematic, I would say. The second one was a bit random, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, and let's just see how the second one goes here, the second half. All right, well, this is just disgusting. 30 meters out, and that happens. That's the first set piece goal that actually goes in like that. I mean, from a free kick on us. So, I mean, they haven't had anything for half a game now since the last one, and now they get that set piece and they just score. I mean, what can you do? There is nothing as a manager we can do about that. Absolutely nothing. I mean, the only thing that is leading to that set piece is, of course, us tackling harder, but we kind of need that with our tactic. We can't really take that off. We need to go in, tackle harder, pressing harder. That's how we play, so there is nothing we can do about this. Alright, so a couple of subs after 64 minutes. Might as well try and do something here and get out some of the players that are frustrated, anxious, and stuff like that. I mean, we are playing better here in the second half, to be honest, probably because they're sitting back. So a Fadini on 6.2 is not great. Let's take him off. And Opara on a yellow and also anxious. Let's just bring him off for Hashimi, who is trying to control the game a little bit better, probably. Yeah, I think that's about it. We could make a third stop. I mean, Pedrinho has been awful. Like, I mean, as a star signing, he's been a miserable star signing for me. I think we're gonna bring in Martires here and see if he can do something as a wide target forward over there. Hopefully so. Let's try that. Right, we are playing better in the second half, but it's just not there. I mean, we don't get the goals, so we get the opportunities, but not the goals. Pinner is coming out. He's anxious. Why not? Let's bring in Valente here. I'm basically just at this point, 82 minutes in. It doesn't matter. We're 3-0 down. We're not gonna score 3 goals here. Let's take Rodriguez out, I think, for maybe Igor last time. Nah, he's anxious actually. Let's not bring him in. Let's just bring Gonçalves in, I suppose. Sure, why not? There we go. Yeah, it is over. It is full time, and the trophy is gonna be there. But I think, I mean, we got a bit unlucky in this match with some of the goals. But overall, I would say it was definitely my tactical approach early on in the game. I tried too many new things. We should just have gone in with how we normally play. As we could see, that was better. Or what I could see was better. So yeah, good on them, and unfortunately no trophy for us this time around. For some reason the game didn't want to show this screen, so I had to go out and actually go in again. So here we are, 3-0, full time, right? No trophy. We definitely played a lot better after my mistake here. Yeah, that was terrible management, and also extremely unlucky with some of the goals, of course, but they were in full control. When we played those first 20 minutes, they had like, I don't know, 70% of the possession, and I was trying to do things that I probably shouldn't try and do in a final. So what I have learned from this is don't change too many things, even in possession, or even don't only change very small things. We tried to do inverted wingbacks here. We tried to underlap and a lot of things that we haven't done since the early stages of the season, and that just didn't work. Or it could also just because how they played, but I would have thought that the inverted wingbacks would have a lot of space in between the lines here to go undercut. But I mean, we didn't even get the ball off them, right? We didn't even get the ball, so for some reason that just didn't work. And when I changed it back to the normal tactic, it just worked a lot better. Unfortunately, we didn't score a goal, and they scored 3 goals on 0.95 xG. So Yeah, a bit unlucky and a bit of bad management by me as well. So there it is. We do not get a trophy, but we can still be very happy with this season. And now we can go over and look at some average ratings and a couple of other good stuff like we'd like to do at the end of the season. So over here on the squad page, I like to come over here at the end of the season to just check out a couple of stats. And yeah, I'm not showing you this page too often, but I am actually using it quite often, to be honest. But what I want to check up on is the average rating, points, and, you know, all of these things, team conceded, all of this. And I have highlighted the average rating here on the guys that we can kind of judge. And I think Fadini, Fabinho, Hashimi, Texerier, and also Mercado, who has been out with an injury for a very long time, and that's why he hasn't played a lot. They are definitely up there as the top players for the average ratings. And the opposite way around, I would say Gonçalves, Fadigas, Miranda, and Opara is fairly low, but they are also defensive players, and some of them are also just... Yeah, Miranda is not defensive, so he should probably be higher, to be honest. I do think he's a little bit too low here. But yeah, Gonçalves, Fadigas, and Opara, all defensive players, so we can't judge them too much on the average rating here, because the average ratings are often not giving high ratings to very defensive-minded players, but we can judge them in other ways. And in points, 1 per game, we can actually see Fadigas up here, so he might not have average rating, but he do get the points when he plays. So 2.12 is pretty good. 2.10, 2.10, 2.10 for the other ones here. Emil Brown, actually, he's fairly consistent in those points. That's pretty good on 6.78 average rating as well. Very good on him, actually. I did not think I would see him up here. Pixioto also fairly decent. Not the highest rating, but he's definitely worth a mention as well as one of the more important players this season. Grenaha, I did not expect to see him up here on those 10 games that he played. I just didn't trust him. I just didn't trust him for some reason. Maybe because of the red numbers over here. He doesn't really fit our DNA too well. So yeah, maybe I should have trusted him a little bit more. On the other end of the scale, I am very surprised to see Materius here. 1.6 only in points 1 per game. That is very low for him. But he was kind of inconsistent. And is he actually inconsistent? Yeah, he do have the orange inconsistency. So that might be something to worry about in the future for him. Same with Igor. Igor also got the inconsistent. Yep, he does. And that is what you can see from this points 1 per game. And what about Pedrinho? He's not inconsistent. He just never played well. He never really had a good game, did he? 6.6. Very, very disappointing. Extremely disappointing signing here. Fabinho is up there. Wow, that's surprising because he do have the average rating, but apparently he sometimes just leak a little bit too many goals behind him maybe, or I don't know. That's a little bit concerning seeing him up there. And in teams conceded per 90, we of course want to see a low number here, and Miranda is actually up there on 0.5 when he has played. That is excellent. That is extremely good, actually. That might be, and yeah, I don't think that's because of him. It's probably just down to luck, because I don't think that's that. I don't know. I mean, there is a lot of games out of it, so that's an interesting one. Grenaha as well up there. And maybe because we played better in the start of the season. We definitely played better in the start of the season, and that's where he played. Valente is in there, interesting enough. When he's playing, we don't concede a whole lot. He's a loan deal, of course, and didn't play that many games. Colin Hauck is also up there. Interesting to see him there. He doesn't fit our DNA. So technically that makes no sense that we see all the red numbers up here. It should be the opposite way around. We should see the ones with higher work rate and teamwork to be up here, but apparently not. That seems really strange to me. What is not too strange is actually seeing Pedrinho on the other end of the spectrum here. 1.32 team goals conceded per 90. That is extremely high compared to the rest of the team. I don't think we can trust him all that much, actually. Pixioto also a little bit too many. Fadigas on that defensive midfielder, not great, but he do get the points, so that's actually interesting. He do concede a lot, but he do get the points for whatever reason. Mercado is also up there, but yeah, not quite playing enough to... well, I mean, he has played enough, but... Yeah, very interesting statistics here so far. Yeah, I guess we'll take a look at the data hub as well. I actually ended up putting a couple more in here during the season, so we actually got a couple more to go through, unfortunately, because that makes the episode a little bit longer. It's fine. XG table, yeah, I mean, it looks fairly good. We expected points position 4th, but we got 1st place, so I mean, we're definitely overperforming here. We didn't have a stronger season as last season, so I'm not too surprised that it's a little bit worse. General performance, can we see? Whoa, go away. Go away. Could you please go away? that's stupid. So shots per game, I mean, we got plenty of shots per game compared to the average. Conceded per game is better. Expected goals against per game. So everything is looking okay. It's just not as good as last season, of course. Pass completion is definitely lower than last season, and we don't have a lot of pass completion because we are playing very direct, taking a lot of chances that way. Shots on target is about average. Okay, tackles 1 is also about average. Interesting. General performance is that, and then we have the possession gained. I'm not sure if this is actually worth a mention at all. And what is this saying? More gained? Yeah, it's basically just another way to see the pitch tilt, basically. Possession loss. We didn't lose that's actually nice to see that we never really lost it in front of our goal that often. 9%, that's pretty low. We often lose it up here, which is okay. So that's actually a very good statistic for us right there, at least in my opinion. You never really want to lose it here or here for that matter, but definitely not here. Because that's why you're playing around in your with your central defenders often. Pitch tilt. Ooh, okay, wow. That's very changed. We would normally be way over here. So final third passes per game is definitely a lot lower this season. Like, it's actually 40 lower than before. Nah, not 40. Over 20 lower than before last season. That's a pretty big difference. Still good. I mean, it's still good. It's just not as good. Okay. Pressing intensity is, yeah, that's up there. It's even more than last season, I would say. So probably because we have a couple of players with a bit higher work rate or something. I don't know, but it's definitely up there. High defensive line percent. Yeah, that's pretty good. Defensive efficiency, that's a new one. So we got acquired defense and impressible defense. We can't really complain too much here. We are where we want to be there. We just didn't have as good a season this season as last season, though we are promoted. Don't get me wrong, but we definitely had a playing-wise, performance-wise, we had a better season last season. But yeah, that's interesting. Attacking. Oh, that actually, okay, so we're actually a little bit better attacking-wise here. Aggressive shooting, clinical shooting, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's nice. That's nice to see that we are a little bit better this season on that part. Passing dynamics. Lots of passes allowed against, lots of passes completed. So we are allowing, yeah, we saw that in the pitch tilt as well. We are definitely allowing a few more, probably a few more against us before we are actually getting the ball back for some reason. Maybe, I don't know why that is. Maybe because of the small tactical changes from last season. Maybe because we don't have 2 strikers, so we don't gain the ball back as often. We don't push the goalkeeper that often. So the goalkeeper is not going over the top that often. He's just playing it out to one of his defenders. Could be the case or something like that. Thankfully, we do have those back next season, so we can actually push higher up. Where did we go? It was possession here. Frequently wins the ball, lose in possession. Yeah, we're definitely in both situations, both losing possession and frequently winning the ball. That is how we play. Right. Crossing, not looking too good. I wish this was better because we are definitely a team that would like to cross a lot. Right now, we just don't have enough good wingbacks. Well, I guess the Fabinho is pretty good on it, but still, we could probably do better in this spectrum. And it might lead me to believe that we should probably change our tactic away from being too cross-first mentality and find other ways to attack as well, because it's a little bit too inaccurate. It should be over here to make it really efficient. Aerially, probably not that great. Lots of headers, poor headers. We don't really have a lot of tall guys or jumping reach and heading strength as well. Strength is also pretty big on this department. Not great on that. It's probably going to be a little bit better next season, hopefully. I don't know. Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. But yeah, overall, maybe a little bit less good than last season, but definitely also... it's just... Some of the statistics are definitely worse this season compared to last season, but hey, we got promoted, so who cares, right? Who cares? And just before we're getting into the review of the season, I actually thought we would get there, but no, we actually get 2 more signings done. So let's just take a look at them. We got a goalkeeper, and he is called Justin Rauturier. Fairly decent. He's probably gonna be playing for the under 19 or maybe the B team or something like that. He could also be. I don't think he's gonna be the main guy in terms of backup. I think maybe he is. I don't know yet. But definitely a new goalkeeper here. A fairly high ceiling. He got all the numbers you would like to see. Maybe his agility is a little bit low, but otherwise, yeah, decision making is there, reflexes is there, aerial reach is okay, jumping reach is okay. So yeah, I mean he's fairly okay. So that's one guy. And we also got Gustavo. I didn't actually give him a face yet. I will give him a face in between episodes here. Gustavo Cashalahira. Okay, that's a name. That is a name. He is Portuguese apparently. So yeah, Masila or central midfielder or whatever. Again, I'm signing him because he got the numbers that I would like to see on a central midfielder. He got the work rate, he got the pace, and well, not the pace, the stamina actually, but it's not that high. Very interesting acceleration of 15, but that's not the important one. Agility is fairly important to receive the ball. Decision making is there, determination is there, aggression is there, passing ability is there, technique is there, right? First touch is also 9, so not half bad. He's not great, don't get me wrong, he's not great, but he's still someone worth picking up. He do have a potential. Is it someone that is going to be playing in the first team next season? Absolutely not. No, he's probably not even a backup, but I don't mind signing these types of players. All right, here we go. It is review time. Actually, I forgot to say who my player of the season was. Who is it? I'm actually gonna give it to Hashini. I'm actually gonna give it to the defensive midfielder Hashini. Yeah, okay, so let's see what it is later on here. But I'm gonna give it to Hashini. I don't think the fans are gonna give it to him. But let's take a look at the review here. All right, a season of results. Yeah, first place, lovely. I mean, basically second place if we were to be correct about it. Because where are they? Where are they? What group were they in? Oh, there they are. They're actually second place here, behind Camacha. Huh, that's interesting. They won the league, even though they only got 54 points. Yeah, that's how it goes in this in Portugal, apparently. So, yeah, Diego Pino with 17 goals. The board is loving it, absolutely. Yeah, very, very good season, of course. Portuguese Cup, not so great, but we were actually having a red card in this game, and they are also a league above us, so not really that important, I would say. But yeah, pretty good season. Moments to remember. Biggest win against Setúbal, who was, as we know, second in our league and also quite the competition in the group stages of the promotion, of course. But yeah, that's definitely that's a massive win. That's just, and the other one here against Setúbal is just also incredible big. Okay, so we do have a goal of the season, and I do also have my own 3 goal of the season. But let's check out this one first and see if that's one of the 3 that I also noted down as my goal of the season. So it is a Pinner free kick. Yeah, it is a good one. Absolutely fantastic. And now when I'm seeing that goal, I also think that maybe my top 3 is... I don't know if this one should be number 1, but let's just take a look at my top 3. We have actually seen this one before. Number 3 on my list, Mercado here with an absolutely fantastic strike from range. Love it. Number 2 on my list is this goal by Severo. Actually, I think it was actually his debut, and yeah, I just really liked how he took that. It's just really good for me. And number 1 for me was actually Waldman's looped attempt here. I actually just really liked how he did that, just looping it over there. But absolutely, I agree. Pinner's goal was excellent. So maybe I should push my goals or my top 1, 2, and 3 down to 2, 3, and 4, and Pinner's to number 1. I think that Pinner goal was probably a little bit better than the other 3 that I just showed you. So yeah, excellent goals all around. Probably not quite as good as last season, but still fairly good goals. This time around, we do not have any new sponsors. So I mean, that would have been insane if we got even better sponsors. But actually, a little bit surprising that we don't, because we are going up a league. So maybe they should have given us something more. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's still really, really good. Don't get me wrong. Waldman, number 6 here, is the most sold shirt. I did not see that one coming. Predinho over there as well. Pinner, I would have thought Pinner would up there. Williams, Fardini is in, and Fabinho. That is interesting that Pina is not number 1 on that list. But okay, hey, it's the fans' decision to buy whatever they want, so yeah, that is what it is. And according to, well, the game, this is how we lined up. So Texeria in goal, Fabinho, Rodriguez, Narciso, Fadini, Hashimi, Opara, probably the other way around. No, actually, that's true. That's the right way around. Silva, yeah, he was only there for the first part of the season. Waldman, Pixioto, and Pina. Maybe we were missing Silva a lot in the second part of the season. We didn't really have anyone that took over on that spot with all those goal contributions that he had. That was a bit of a, yeah, not great losing him actually. And the accolades here at the end, and it is actually fans' player of the season is Fadini. Oh, I mean, he did get a lot of assists this season, but alright, I mean, sure, 7.1 rating, Fadini as player of the season from the fans. Fair enough. And also, young player of the season, Hashimi. So I almost got it right. But okay, fair enough. Hashimi as number 2 on the list here with young player of the season. Well, not number 2 on the list, just young player of the season, Hashimi. Signing of the season, Mercado. Really? Okay, really? That's an interesting one. I did not see that coming. I mean, he didn't play a lot of 10 games plus a couple of subs. That's interesting. Diogo Pina with 17 goals, so still our highest goal scorer by far. Fabinho got 8 assists. Wait, what? So Fadini didn't even get all the assists. How many did he actually get? He got 8 assists as well. Okay, so they just gave it to Fabinho for some reason. But yeah, 8 from each of those wingbacks. Okay, that's pretty good. Most player of the awards, or most player of the match award, Pina. Yeah. Fadini with highest average rating, and Hashimi with most passes. Yeah, normally it would actually be a central defender, but because we are playing a deep line playmaker in Hashimi, he had the passes completed in per 90. And like always, I do not care about the record breaking. I mean, yeah, no. So that's it. That's gonna be the end of the review. And that will also be the end of this episode as well. And the season, of course, as well. Now, next time, I have a feeling we're gonna have a very long transfer window and a very long summer. We have a lot of tactical stuff to also go through because we're gonna have 2 different formation banned and 2, a lot of roles that is banned. So there's gonna be a lot of work to do tactically, but also transfers-wise. We have a lot of signings that is coming in. We also have more that I need to do. We want to build up our youth academy to some extent. We want a lot of good players coming in this transfer window. So I think there's going to be 2 episodes in terms of transfers. One that is early stages, and then we have one that is more late stages, probably with a couple of the first games of the season next season. So yeah, definitely a lot of work coming up. So hopefully you have enjoyed this, and I will see you around next time.